This is the HTC One X and it is the first quad-core powered Android smartphone to arrive in our test center. Well, quite expectedly, we are very excited. The first thing that we did was run a few benchmarks on it. The scores for which you can see on our website. We have compared it to the Samsung Galaxy Note, which was till now the fastest Android smartphone that we had tested. Well, today we are primarily here to take a closer look at how the phone feels, how the phone looks, and how the UI is. So if you look at the phone from the front, it has a very clean look to it. There's the 4.7-inch display. There are 3 touch sensitive keys at the bottom which light up once the display is on. This is where the earpiece is, and that's the front facing camera. Apart from that, it has an absolutely clean look to it. Flipping the phone over, it has a plastic finish to it, but well, some people say that aluminium is the benchmark for solid phones, but this one feels very solid. There's absolutely no doubt about it. This has a very clean look to it, even at the back. The white has an enamel finish and not a glossy one, so that's thankfully not a fingerprint magnet. You have the 8 megapixel camera here. This is where the micro SIM card goes. If you've used an iPhone or an iPad before this and inserted the SIM card into it, you will probably know what we're talking about. This is where you put the SIM card pin in, which pulls out the tray. You slot the SIM card into it and push it back. It's a very simple process, but the key element here is that little pin that you will need to keep safely, and it's a very tiny pin, so you'll have to be very careful of not losing it. Now, this is where you'll notice how slim this phone is. HTC have really done a whole lot of work on this. The top is slimmer than the center, but it's a very slight change, so you might not notice that in the video, but once you hold this in your hand, you will immediately realize that why that is slightly thicker towards the middle is because it helps with the grip. It again kind of curves inwards at the bottom. It's a very slim profile overall. Switching on the display, before we proceed, let us inform you that this is a 720p resolution display. It's a Super IPS LCD 2 version, and it's a 4.7-inch screen, so it's essentially the same as the HTC Sensation XL, but slightly smaller than what the Galaxy Note has, which is a 5.3-inch display. But the key thing here is the higher resolution, which will really help with multimedia viewing now. This is a 4.7-inch display, so it's essentially a big touchscreen. Now, many people are apprehensive about the fact that it may not be very comfortable to use with just one hand, and you may be forced to use two. Now, what we realize here is typing a message, it's absolutely comfortable to type a message with the same hand that is holding the phone. Essentially, the finger reaches all ends of the keypad with absolutely no extra effort made. So you can even reach send without having to move the phone. Very neat.